Is your soul a patriot to the country in which you were born? Does your soul bow to the flag in which you were born in this physical reality? I'm going to answer this question for you by the end of this video, and I'm also going to address religious churches and the Freemasonry and many organizations which has forsaken a certain element when it comes to the three rings of power and the balance of making it to the age of Aquarius. You are at 12 o'clock and you are looking east. Your divinity is looking west. You're facing the Hat Man. The Hat Man is the Djinn. It is the smokeless vapor that was created before man. They are not the good guys. They are the fallen angels and the ones who must stay in this age of Pisces and want you to stay in the age of Pisces or the number 7. They are giving you a needle in your neck. And I want you to know that your name in Gematria actually parallels with vaccine is the mark. The dream I dreamed turned into a nightmare. The free thought man, the morning star, and rage against the machine. This is very significant. You're holding a remote control. You're also holding water that you're spilling out. This means that you did not make it to the age of Aquarius because you did not allow the Holy Spirit to control you. You allowed the Hat Man to control you, and you need to be aware of this in your current life as well. Zeus is sharing your hair, which means you have the power of Zeus. Your grandfather also shares that same power. You guys come from the spirit of Zeus. Your grandfather and your grandmother came forward. Your grandfather is pointing through the eye of the needle, meaning make yourself an empty vessel, become nothing in order to become everything, to make it through that eye of the needle, which means make it through the age of Pisces, the fish. Your grandmother is giving you a strawberry. Strawberry means have faith in yourself, heal the world, make it a better place. At 7 o'clock, we see Benjamin Franklin. We see the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and we see that the dream that Benjamin Franklin had was burned. And the reason it was burned was because Benjamin Franklin did not listen to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is divine order. When you become an empty vessel, the Holy Spirit will lead you. And we know Benjamin Franklin did not listen to the Holy Spirit because of the fruit of his tree. He was an alcoholic. The Holy Spirit would never be able to abide in the body of Benjamin Franklin because Benjamin Franklin was an alcoholic and died as an alcoholic. So you were Benjamin Franklin, and you were sent back to the age of Pisces and back to the age of 7, the 7 spirits of God, the 7 wounds of Christ, the 7 continents, 7 seas, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, because you did not allow the Holy Spirit to dominate you. And this is the issue with Freemasonry and with religions, is they often listen to the Bible and they listen to this God and they listen to Paul and they listen to tradition and they listen to sacred geometry and they listen to Thoth and they listen to all these things, but they do not obey the Holy Spirit. So in your divinity, Yahweh is at 6 o'clock, and Yahweh is a woman. This woman represents the Holy Spirit that has been forsaken. We are not to listen to logic and sacred geometry. We are to listen to a spirit when we become an empty vessel. Now, Thoth is speaking in your ear and showing you sacred geometry and symbology and many things, and yet we see all these symbols lead to Area 51. You have A51. You have G for geometry. You have anarchy symbol. You have the 3 rings of power. You have the Ark of the Covenant near you and someone blowing a trumpet with the golden ratio. The Ark of the Covenant seems to be some kind of symbol of the Last Supper, and also Dagon, the fish god, and how these men at the Last Supper are eating of the spirit of woman, which is the Holy Spirit. So there's a lot of inconsistencies and imbalance in these rings of power because of the female energy, which is the Holy Spirit. The phoenix at 5 o'clock is crying, and these tears are bringing the Holy Spirit, the Holy Dove, back to life, and you are lifting your foot off of her in order to allow her energy to dominate the rings of power, which has led our realm completely out of balance. And it is the only way that we can ascend and go to a new earth, kind of like what America was a new earth. And what the origin of the idea was to make a new place. The problem was they did not listen to divine order. The Holy Spirit would have never asked us to kill people in order to create life from the energy of death. You have the name L on you. You have the numbers 1001 and 1 and V. You have the Star of David on you. You have the number 8 on you. And the Holy Spirit is dominating your mind above your head, and this is the energy that you represent as your divinity. Allowing divine order and the spirit of the Holy Spirit to dominate, not a new world order or a narcissistic world order. I think your divinity is to teach all great men that they must submit their logic and their understanding and their will to the power of divine order, the Holy Spirit, Yahweh. We need to look into whether the Ark of the Covenant is at Area 51 or why Area 51 is being presented here. Allow divine order to lead you to the truth about sacred geometry.